This is the beginning of my training arc. I'm dedicating the next 365 days to becoming the best version of myself possible. Truly stepping into the process of becoming a Renaissance man, a polymath, and someone who embodies every aspect of self-mastery. In essence, I want to max out every area of my life and become multi-dimensionally jacked. I've had this vision for as long as I can remember, and I've always been drawn to learning skills as fast and efficiently as I can, training my mind and body so that I can do everything that I desire. You might be wondering, what are you training for? And the answer to that is, I'm training to escape a life of mediocrity and to become the man I know I'm capable of being. Every time I enter a season of intensity, when I sacrifice instant gratification, when I say no to things and people that don't serve me, I end up becoming the most clear, grateful, present version of myself. My relationships become less shallow and more genuine. And although some people think that I'm being boring, life takes on more color for me. And when I do all these things, there is no other time that I can say I'm more consistently fulfilled and alive. Right now, I'm not where I want to be in life, and I take full accountability for that. Where I am now is a combination of my past actions and habits. Your thoughts become your reality, and what you focus on grows. And up until now, I haven't consistently been focused on the right things. So that changes now. Okay, that might sound a little bit dramatic and philosophic, but how am I actually going to become the best version of myself? Well, I first need to ask, what does that look like? How does it feel? And I addressed this in a previous video called Who Will I Become? Which is great. And now in order to turn that dream into reality, I need to break it down. I'm first going to break it down into my yearly goals, and then my quarterly goals, monthly goals, and my daily actions and behaviors that actually lead to each of those happening. Okay, let's talk about my 2025 goals. I've set them really high so that I'm excited to push and chase for them. If they're too low and too easy, I just be like, I got all year to do it, whatever. And I'm gonna be really optimistic about everything. So, yeah. I've broken them down into 5 different categories. We've got health stats, YouTube stats, music stats, financial stats, and community stats. Health, I've broken down further into 4 main goals, which are sleep, nutrition, movement, and training. Okay, sleep. Really simple. I just want to wake up between 5 to 6 every day, get 8 hours of actual sleep. Nutrition. This year, I want to be eating 99% real food. Single whole ingredients. No seed oils, no fast food, no junk food. I want to be eating the highest quality animal-based diet that financially makes sense for me. And I also want to do blood work so that I can cover any deficiencies I have and make sure I feel good energy-wise, digestion-wise, and skin-wise. Also, I won't be drinking any alcohol. I don't drink, so that's pretty easy. Training, I'm splitting up into 2 groups, mobility and strength. Mobility, I want to bulletproof my joints like a gymnast. I want to get my front splits, my middle splits, both to 1 minute each, get my palms to the floor in the forward fold, but raised 6 inches. I want to try and get my pancake. I don't think I've ever been close to that really. I want ultimate comfort in the Asian squat. I can Asian squat better than most people, but I want to get to the point where I can sit with my arms behind my back, like easily, comfortably for a couple minutes and still be far forward enough that I don't feel like I'm going to fall backwards. I also want to be able to do a really high bridge. I know there's different kinds of bridges, but I'll be showing you the bridge that I want to be getting. And I want to be able to do that for a minute comfortably with push-ups. And the hardest one, I think, will probably be like the hollow back handstand. I don't know if that's a strength or a mobility one, but I'm putting it in mobility because why not? Strength-wise, I want to achieve a freestanding handstand for 60 seconds. I want to get 5 handstand push-ups. Dragon squat, I don't know what a good rep range for that is. Maybe 5 dragon squat reps. A 10-second front lever, 10-second human flag, 10-second planche. I reckon I can get explosive clap muscle-ups to 5. I imagine I could do 5 clap muscle-ups on a bar now. It just wouldn't be one seamless movement. It'd be like muscle up, clap, muscle up, clap. Whereas I want to get to the point where it's like muscle up, clap, down, muscle up, clap. I also want to try and get to 100% weighted pull-ups, 100 kilogram bench. I want to get to 75 kilograms like 8 to 12% body fat. I'm currently 68.5 or like 69 kilos. So getting to that weight shouldn't be too hard. Cutting at that weight might be hard. So I might have to go to like 78 and then come back down. But I want to try and stay as lean as I can whilst maintaining an optimal range. I just don't want to get like super bloated and fat. Movement being the fourth one is different to training because I'm kind of accounting for the other 14 hours of the day that I'm awake, but I'm not training. So like if I do really good training 1 hour a day, and then the rest of the time I'm sitting like this, or I'm hunched over when I'm standing, like that's gonna do so much more damage than the 1 hour of training will benefit me. So I need to make sure I'm holistic in the sense that I'm consistently moving around, that kind of stuff. I want to have near impeccable posture, both sitting and standing. And then all the places that I do normally sit, which is usually in this desk or in the car, I want to have it promote really good functional health. Normally I use a yoga block, and I just put a yoga block like where my lumbar is, and then that allows me to sit up and straight. Whereas if I sit into the chair, like it immediately rolls my shoulders forward. Whereas if there's a lumbar thing there, I'll sit up nice and straight. So I want my environment to promote good posture. I basically just need to buy a lumbar pillow, but I'm not there yet. I'll get one soon. I also want to consistently get around 10,000 steps a day. And as long as I train or work, this should be pretty easy. But once again, it's just making sure that I'm not sitting all day or lying down. Most of these I already do already. I just want to be more consistent, mainly with my training and sleep. Okay, YouTube goals. I've got 3, and the first 2 kind of flow into each other. I want to post 52 times this year. Ideally, once a week. I already know I'm going to have to catch up a little bit. I'm a week and maybe 2 weeks behind. But I've also just started a new job, which has been full-time for now, but I'm a casual and the hours will slowly settle down. And then the second one is to write daily, whether it's stories, ideas, concepts, and just for clarity, like writing is the engine for my entire creative and productive life. Without it, like I just don't think I'd be able to function the way that I want to. So those are definitely the 2 most important things. And then my third goal is to hit 100,000 subscribers. Now that is a lot. And to be honest, even just hitting 1,000 or 10,000 feels like a massive goal already. So I'd be thrilled to just get there. But I'm just gonna 10x my goal and see how I go. But even with that kind of massive goal, my input goals are much more important to me. Like if I ended up with just 750 subscribers by the end of the year, but every week I'd been writing and I'd published a video that I'm proud of, that would by far be the most fulfilling year that I've had in a while. I love making these videos, and even with only a couple videos posted, I can feel my brain just starting to churn. The cogs are starting to come together, and it's really exciting. So yeah, but maybe we will get to 100k. Okay, music goals. Ideally, I would like to have practiced every single day for on average like an hour, but hopefully more than that. I also want to do 2 to 3 gigs a week. I reckon 1 band gig every 2 weeks would be ideal, and then 2 or 3 solo gigs at say restaurants or bars, that kind of thing. I'd like to get to that point by the end of the year. I also want to release another album, or actually like the first album with my band Mermaid Waters. We've already released 3 songs, and then I also want to release a solo album as well as an ambient album. I think the ambient album will be really chill. I've already kind of started writing ideas for that, but I'd love to just be making music and doing more sound design for my videos. It's really cool, I think. Okay, financial goals. I got 5 main goals for this year. The first one is I want to make at least $500 every week. It's pretty easy. I've got a casual job. At the moment I'm making about double that because my hours are almost full-time, but that'll settle down just because we've just opened, so everything's a bit busy right now. I want to do 2 solo gigs a week, hopefully around 3 hours and paying $100 per hour. That's kind of just the industry rate around here. So if I could do that and then work an average of like 3 shifts, so 3 shifts and 2 gigs, I'd be making $1,100, and I'd only be working like 30 hours-ish, which I think would be really good. And now that I'm living home, I'd be able to save a lot of that. My third goal is to pay off $12,000 of debt. Most of that is student loans, and then a couple thousand to my parents for a big Europe family trip that we did last year. I just wasn't saving enough whilst living at home to pay it down, and they're not really stressed about like when it pays down, but I do not want to have debt. So now that I moved home and I'm making money, I want to be paying that off. I also want a safety net of around $5,000 to $10,000. No, I want a safety net of $10,000, just so that I'm never close to being broke again. Like, I don't want to be a car crash away from being utterly stressed. So, preparing for the worst, hoping for the best. But in this year, I definitely think I can pay off 12 grand and save 10K. Okay, my most ambitious goal this year is to make $10,000 a month from my personal brand. I want to create some digital products and courses this year that I would have loved to have bought when I was younger. I also want to make this money through ad revenue, affiliate revenue, music streams, sponsorships, that kind of stuff. I really just want to join this creator economy because I think it's such a big part of the future, and I love where it's going. More decentralized learning, and the people who are doing what you want to do are teaching more. So, yeah. I don't have any of these yet, but by improving my life and documenting, this is my first step in creating those. Okay, relationships. This year I want to go on 3 dates. 1 for the last 2 years of not going on dates, and 1 for this year. To be fair, I could probably go on more, but I also don't want to do it using online dating apps. In the future I might try that, but I'm going to give it another year of no dating apps. I kind of had the mindset where I build my garden and then look for a butterfly, but I've realized that I don't want to end up in the situation where the butterfly is only there for my garden and not for me. So now I'm more interested in finding a butterfly that's also interested in me, whilst I'm still building my garden so we can grow and reap the rewards together. In terms of mates, I want to try and do something at least twice a week. I've had a couple of years where the only thing I would do and the only time I would go and hang out with people is when I'm at band rehearsal, which is totally fine because we're rehearsing once or twice a week. So I'd see my mates then. But I want to do more than that. I want to meet new people as well as just do more fun activities instead of just being holed up in my room. So at least twice a week I want to go get coffee. Not that I really drink coffee, but get coffee or play chess, get on a call with someone who's far away, rock climbing, surfing, go for a run, any of those kind of things. Maybe just a gym as well. But yeah, I want to do more exciting, fun activities. And then I also want to be more kind and giving towards my family. They've done so much for me, and like, you go through your teen years and your relationship gets fuzzy sometimes, but now our relationship's getting better, and it's never been bad or anything, so it's just better. I also really want to work on mumbling. Whenever I talk to my parents, I literally do not speak words. Yeah, that's whatever. Like, I do that so often. So I want to try and stop doing that and actually articulate my words when I'm talking to my parents. Yeah. So those are my 2025 goals. It's really important to have an overarching guide and a filter to your decisions. Because if you don't know if something's good or bad for you, it's because you don't have clarity in your direction. I will go into much more detail in the next video when I do a day in the life of my training arc, but I'm just going to do a quick overview of what a kind of perfect day would look like. A perfect day in the life of Rishi Bliss would include waking up between 5 and 6 every morning with 8 hours of sleep, eating high quality animal based nutrition with a calorie surplus, focused writing for clarity, growth and creative projects, daily mobility work, bodyweight strength and hypertrophy training, regimented guitar and vocal training, songs and repertoire practice well, creating and producing music, recording YouTube videos, and experimenting with other creative outlets. Sharing my work to inspire, connect, and build community. Working a job to be able to sustain this until it can sustain itself. Calling or hanging out with a mate by surfing, writing music, playing chess, or any other fun activity. Avoiding mindless consumption and artificial overstimulation by engaging with only real and meaningful experiences. When tired, only journaling, walking, sleeping, or cleaning. And whilst that's like quite a lot of things, most of those things don't take up a lot of time if I just do them consistently, like 1 hour a day. And if I could only do 3 of these things that would bring me the most results, it would be 60 minutes of YouTube, 60 minutes of training, and 60 minutes of music. So that's 3 hours of my day. If I'm sleeping, or at least in bed and ready for sleeping, for 9 hours, then I have 15 hours for the rest of my day. So 3 hours is exactly 20% of the remainder of my time. That still gives me 8 hours to work, and it still gives me 5 hours to see mates, eat plenty of food, chill out for an hour or two. It still gives me so much time to do many things. And on the days that I'm not working 8 hours, I can then put 8 hours into recording, writing, practicing, rehearsing. But if I was to just do those 3 hours every single day, I would see the most progress I've ever seen in my life. So that is all I'm going to try and do. In the beginning, I'm going to spend more time implementing systems for success, such as refining my meal plan, creating templates for DaVinci, Logic Pro, and folder structure templates, refining my power grades, power bins, vocal processing chains, and just slowly investing my setup so I can create more and wait less. I'm posting this training arc here as a form of accountability and intentionality, and I'm stepping into this journey with the knowledge that the kind of progress and success that I'm after demands consistency, focus, and the courage to face challenges head on. I embrace the hard work, and not as a burden, but as the path and a privilege to become the person that I aspire to be. Now, this means eliminating distractions, designing systems that support my goals, and showing up every day with discipline and gratitude. This mindset is my foundation, and it's a commitment to action, self-mastery, and creating a life of meaning and alignment. This process will not be easy, but that is exactly why it'll be worth it. I'm happy with that, boy.